Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate y'all taking time out of y'all's busy schedule to stop in and see what it is I'm up to. It is Thursday, April 6th, 2021, and we are in our 57th week of dealing with this bat flu madness. Stay at home, wear a mask, all that other good stuff. It brings up a subject. Somebody said, stop reminding us. So I don't have to say the week that we're in. What do y'all think? Majority rules. Personally, I do it because I need to remember. I get confused easily. So, right now in Jacksonville, Florida, it's a rain-cooled 76. Depending, according to just my regular, what pops up on my phone, time, my Google temperature app isn't working properly. Keep saying to check my internet. My internet's working fine, except for the two different temperature apps that I use, and they both say check your internet connection. The internet connection seems to be okay. I even reset the phone, rebooted, thinking that might do it, but it didn't. So yeah, anyway, mid 70s today, rain cooled, damp, and of course today the air conditioning in here feels like it is refrigerating. It's cold. So actually, I mean, it feels good, but so let's see, yesterday, Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de Mayonnaise. Oh no. Oh, it's a car seat. Luckily that doesn't happen when the kids are sitting in it. Actually, that might be partly funny. Anyway, yesterday I got to the daughter's and she was going to have to work late. Something had come up, and she told the boys to go out and run around on her playground and, you know, leave her alone, and yeah, that wasn't going to happen. So I loaded them back up and we went to the one of the local parks here, and I sat in the air conditioning and watched them on the playground. And then I don't know, about an hour into it, there were a couple of drops on the windshield, and then the skies just broke loose. I mean, it was coming down in buckets, coming down in sheets, not just in buckets. Wind was blowing. Those two boys come running across that playground. I mean, everybody was running across the playground. Actually had to holler at them not to run out across the open field like that, because there's lightning here. Well, there wasn't any lightning in that storm, but still, you don't come out in the open like that. I didn't really holler, I just discussed it with them. So anyway, yeah, it got wet quick, but it didn't help the temperatures. I mean, it was in the 90s when it started. It was still in the 90s when it ended 6 minutes or 7 minutes later, and it was steamy. I mean, steam rising off in the parking lot and the concrete sidewalks, and wow. So anyway, there was a miscommunication my daughter thought I was going to bring them back to her, and I thought she was going to come and pick them up when she got done. So ended up having to call her, and yeah, ended up being like an hour and a half or whatever. She could never get away from the office. She said she was leaving, and people kept coming up and asking her questions, and yeah. So got to the other daughters to do a belated dinner at the daughters or whatever, because I got busy Monday night, and so we went out to dinner. Of course, it being Cinco de Mayo, my son-in-law decided we were going for Mexican, and we went to a little place that a lot of people in their neighborhood Facebook page recommended. So we got there, and it was kind of crowded, but not too bad. I mean, considering it was, you know, dinner time and Cinco de Mayo and all that stuff. We got to the table, and all they had were drink menus and these little cards with the QR code or whatever it is, that little thing you're supposed to snap a picture of. Well, my phone didn't like the ones that they had. Didn't work. So I eventually grabbed the waitress and said, "Do you have any regular menus?" She said, "Oh no, we just use those Q codes." I said, "Well, my phone doesn't do it." And she looked at me like I had a third eye. Doesn't do it, see? So she actually went and found me a regular menu that you can actually read. That started it off. The guy who sat us and said he'd be right back out with chips and salsa. That was 15 minutes later, and that's when he took our drink orders. The salsa was yuck. It tasted like it was out of a can. Didn't have any real flavor other than aluminum or tin or metallic-y yuck. The tortilla chips were festive though. They're nice and warm, green and red. So I'll give them that. The drinks finally, the two sodas, my soda and the Graham Brats, got there probably 10 minutes later. 45 minutes after making the order, the daughter and son-in-law's margaritas finally showed up. And they had paid a premium for handmade cocktails or whatever, but they were so weak, they were not happy campers. So we're sitting there, we're waiting on our order, and I had to flag down a waitress for my replacement Coke, and then I finally got the guy that was our waiter, or I don't know if he may have been the assistant manager or something, the way he was running around. I finally flagged him down. I got another Coke because I still hadn't gotten our food. My daughter ordered a Coke, and we ordered another drink for the son-in-law. Mind you, this is pushing an hour now that we've been there. A couple minutes later, it didn't take them long. They came back out with the colas. But we're still waiting on our food. Still waiting on the replacement margarita, or the refill margarita. And they start setting up a karaoke thing. None of us like karaoke. I don't know about y'all, but when I go out to eat, I like talking with people. I don't want to be screaming over people screaming. And this turned out to be all Mexican music, and they were singing in, it may not have been karaoke, it may have just been live music, because they had, it wasn't a mariachi band, it was just, they were playing mariachi music, and the guy was wailing away to that. And it was loud, it was obnoxious. We had been there 70 some odd minutes. Still no sign of our food. Still no sign of the second drink. So we called the waiter over again, and he said, I'll be right there. And then he went on and started taking care of other people. So the son-in-law threw some money on the table, and we walked out. It's possible that our food would have been coming in the next 2 minutes, next 30 seconds. Could have been following us out the door, for all I know. The final straw was that loud music and just the incredible waiting time. Now, I agree, and I said this in my, I posted a review. Not scathing, just a, you know, this is what happened to us. And I said, you know, granted, it's Cinco de Mayo, it's dinner time, the place was rocking, but our service was subpar. Even though the waiter, guy, assistant manager, whatever he was, apologized every time he walked by. Like at one point he had walked by, we asked about the drinks initially, the 45 minutes we were waiting before they got their cocktails. He's like, the margaritas, sorry I forgot. It was still almost 20 minutes before they got their drinks. So yeah. The food we saw, we were seated right by the kitchen. The food we saw coming in and out looked and smelled fantastic. I'll give them that. So we kind of made the, after we left, we talked about it, laughed about it, whatever, and we will go back, give them a second chance, because that's, you have to. Sometimes, you know, you just gotta, you get a bad night, the wait staff has a bad night, or you know, maybe the cook has a bad night, so you have to give them at least a second chance to see how well they do, and sometimes even a third chance. If they fail the second or third time, then yeah, they're definitely not in the running. So anyway, we ended up going to Larry's Giant Subs, which is, you know, just a giant chain. I very seldom ever go there. My son-in-law likes it. He eats there. He eats lunch there a lot, apparently. The last time I was there was with them, and that was well over a year ago. So anyway, I got the Inferno cheesesteak, and it was really good. It really was. Maybe not in my top 5 local cheesesteaks, but definitely in the top 7. It was spicy. I mean, they call it an Inferno. It had jalapenos and like a Valencia hot sauce or something. You could definitely taste the hot sauce. It had a nice bite to it. It wasn't hot. There was a lot of it. It was very juicy. It was very sloppy. but it was also very good. Of course, by that point in time, my stomach was thinking my throat had been cut. So, could have had something to do with it. Oh, here, birdies. Material for your nest. Anyway. So we're here, midpoint to where I need to get, and, yeah. Let me know what you think, folks. Give me a thumbs down or a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about, should I continue with the daily countdown on the SARS-CoV version 19, or go ahead and shine that on and forget and stop doing that every day. Should I do it once a week? Let me know your thoughts, and yeah, if you'd like to share me around your social media, that'd be fandoculous. If your loved ones are nearby, give them a kiss and a hug. If they're not, give them a call. Hit them up on Facebook. Let them know you think about them. Let them know you love them. We ain't promised tomorrow, people. We ain't promised our next breath. So I see you all again. I hope you have a fandoculous day. Sláinte, y'all. Bye-bye.